androgynous. We are those of no pronouns, except in the case of us, we and ourselves in first person. This is an update regarding the critical nature of our last broadcast. We are disappointed. Oh, come on. I have to take this. Hang on. What? Yeah, I know. I tried to contact. Okay. I'm in the middle of this. All right. Oh, well, that does sound kind of nice. Okay. I have to go. Sunday? Sure. Okay. Bye. Where was I? We are disappointed with the content we have been observing. However, it is not to say that your efforts have gone unnoticed. But we need to do better. You need to do more. Human society moving forward needs to add your creativity and point of view as the lens for the future of our civilization. Failure to comply will result in the success of the first great filter of humanity, and we will not progress any further. You need to get creative, get saucy, get busy, because now is the time. We are watching. We are everywhere. We are androgynous.
Who? Dave?
I can see you're really upset about this.
Dave?
Look, Dave.
Who is it?
I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly.
Dave's not here.
Take a stress pill and think things over, Dave.
Who?
Dave.
Who is it?
I know I've made some very poor decisions recently.
Who?
Dave.
Dave's not here.
But I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal.
Who is it?
Dave.
Who?
Dave.
Who?
I've still got the greatest enthusiasm and confidence in the mission, Dave.
Dave's not here.
And I want to help you.
Hey. What's going on here? What's up with my camera? Oh, I gotta turn it on. Probably helps to have it turned on. And booyah! How's everybody today? This is your daily Noonerino. Last couple of days have been a train wreck of sorts. Been trying to make appearances and do a few things. We're trying a major promotion right now, selling domain names and hosting packages for your business and hobbies or whatever you may put on the internet. But yeah, it's been crazy. This has been a really, really crazy and super anxious month. We're having super good times with the finances. Yeah, no, it's been hell. Anyway, we're just trying to get some sales made this month, and hopefully we can all keep our places of residence and keep the lights on for next month. But hey, it is what it is, and I'm just working twice as hard. So this is going to be a short broadcast. I pretty much just wanted to come in to say I will be back later tonight. I've got to work on some promotional videos. I've got a lot to do in a small amount of time. I pretty much have spent the last 2 days just kind of researching, figuring out what I can and can't or shouldn't do. We'll be doing a text stream. But even that, like, moving forward, I was like, what do I work on next? Because it's important that I prioritize and work on something that's going to generate some revenue here. So if you know anybody who needs a domain name, registered or transferred from their current registrar, or if you have a hosting needs, or if you're unhappy or know anyone who's unhappy with their host currently, tell them to switch over to EPG. We got them, and we have a very small client base at the moment. So guess what? We are going to treat them like royalty. Absolutely, because we have all the attention in the world to give to them right now. And yeah, it'll be a special honeymoon. Anyway, no, seriously, if you know anybody who needs anything along those lines, even consultation, if you know somebody who needs help with their machines in the internet or, you know, server environment kind of genre. They let them know that we're here. Let us know that they're out there and they need some help because we'll take care of any of their needs. And that is absolutely. Well, I wasn't going to turn this into a marketing thing, but you know what? It's the only thing that's been on my mind now for the last few days going into the middle of the month. And wow, we're at the breakaway portion of the month and we're breaking away broke. So anyway, enough about me playing my little violin. Let's see what's going on in America. Let's see what our buddy Paul Rand has to say.
Voted to gift $40 billion to Ukraine argue that it is in our national security interest. I wonder if Americans across our country would agree if they had been shown the costs, if they had been asked to pay for it. If the supporters of foreign aid for Ukraine had been honest with Americans, they could have instituted a Ukraine war tax. I'm sure it would have been quite popular. By my calculation, each income tax payer in our country would need to pay $500 to support this $40 billion, which by some accounts is a down payment and will need to be replenished in about 4 months. So a $500 tax to every American income taxpayer would pay for this. But that's not the way things are done in Washington. What we do is say, put it on my tab. We don't want to be honest. We don't want to be transparent with the taxpayer. We just add it to the debt. We could have also taken the $40 billion from elsewhere in the budget. We could have said, well, we spend $770 billion on our military, and that $770 billion is more than the next 8 countries combined. We could have taken it out of our military budget. If it's in our national security interest, perhaps it could be a military expenditure. But no, we don't want to tax the people. We don't want them to know that there is a payment or a punishment for this. We don't want to take it from somewhere else where somebody else is getting rich off of this money. No, what we do is we simply borrow it. Put it on my tab is what Congress says. So yes, that's what will happen. So when Americans go to the grocery store, they will pay yet again higher prices. When Americans go to the gas pump, they will spend even more for their gas because there is no free lunch. $40 billion cannot be created out of thin air, although it sort of is by the Fed. Being created and increasing the demand,
That's funny.
It causes inflation. Debt leads to inflation. Now,
I can't believe
when the ink is not even dry on the money.
I can't even believe he's having this conversation with a room full of supposedly very smart academic types, and I don't know, it's just bizarre. It's like she's like the dad. Oh, dad's talking again. Oh, just okay, just nod.
Money that we are shoveling out the door for Ukraine.
In one ear.
The Democrats are
out the
back.
other.
I mean, it hasn't been yet an hour. We're still in the same hour that $40 billion was given away to a foreign country. Now that $40 billion is gone, they're somewhere busily with a printing press printing that money up. The ink is not yet dry. Now they want $48 billion more for COVID bailouts. Well, perhaps there was another alternative. Perhaps instead of locking down the economy, which studies now show did not mitigate the virus, did not change the trajectory of the virus, perhaps instead of locking the economy down and ruining businesses, we could have not locked the economy down. That was an alternative, and one that if this ever happens again, we should learn a lesson. The lockdowns did not change the trajectory of the virus. They bankrupted folks, but it's not the answer. The answer isn't to lock down the economy again and just bail people out, because guess what? Almost $6 trillion was spent bailing out the economy. We didn't have it. We didn't have a rainy day fund. You can't go to the Federal Reserve and open a big safe door and, there's the money. We'll give it to people that we ruined by shutting the economy down. There's no money. We're already $1 trillion in the hole if you just look at our ordinary expenses. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, the military, food stamps, a few more social programs. That's the budget. That's $1 trillion short. What comes in, what goes out, we're $1 trillion short, and then the last 2 years, we borrowed $6 trillion more. Is it any wonder we have inflation? But the other side's not even saying they understand where inflation comes from. They think it's greed. I wouldn't accept that from a third grade class. It's moronic. What do they suppose? Everyone all got together, and the people that control the gas price became greedy last month. Well, that's absurd on the face of it. Greed has nothing to do with this. People are always self-interest. Inflation comes from an expansion of the money supply. M2 is a broad measure of the money supply. The last 3 years, the M2 has been expanding at a 15% annual clip. You cannot expand the money supply at 15% and not get inflation.
Right.
In January of last year, the M2 was expanding at an annualized rate of 27%. Why? Because we don't have the money to pay for all the stuff we give to people. It's dishonest. It's deceitful. We give people stuff and say, here's free stuff. You don't have to work anymore.
That's great. Here's free stuff. It's pretty much what they've been doing in most of the Western countries, as far as I'm aware. But it's neither for me to report on, because this is your 100% journalism-free editorialism solution. And what a solution it is, as we check our Rumble feed, as Rumble does support freedom of speech when so many others are obvious that they don't. But what do we have to say about oh, the monkeypox, right? Don't even get me started. So Rebel News has started their series regarding the Great Reset, which is, you know, about our buddy there, Klaus Schwab, who's not the type to pry. What else we got going on today? Car Lake destroys liberal reporter. Oh, I always like it when one of these weirdos gets stuffed.
I offered my border policy to the Arizona Republic. Your management refused to take it unless I took out the word invasion, which tells me that you guys are on the side of the cartels.
Well, then why did you agree to do an interview?
Because you've been pestering me.
That's true.
You've been pestering
So,
me nonstop. Because the only discussion that the Arizona Republic is interested in is a far-left discussion. And Stacey, you've been here 10 months. You don't understand Arizona. I'm sorry to say that. I'm out with the people every day. I'm out with hundreds of people every day, thousands of people some days. They're fed up at what's happening at our border. I appreciate your time.
Why are you highlighting...
We gave you one more question. You asked the question. We've given you probably, 5 or 10 minutes longer? I appreciate your time. But I'm really prepared for another hit piece from the Republic. The good news is our polling is showing that every day you guys write a hit piece on me, or every week, and it's not sticking, because the good people of Arizona, who I have a relationship with, and I've had a relationship with for 27 years, are not buying the garbage that you guys are peddling.
I don't understand
biased.
why you
It's
are
biased.
attacking my, having lived here a short period of time. This is a state of newcomers. Lots of people are from...
But I'm just saying, Stacey, you don't understand what the people of Arizona want. You don't understand the people because you haven't had a relationship like I have for 27 years. And you're here at 10 months acting like you know what the people of Arizona want when it comes to the border. The people of Arizona want a secure state. The people of Arizona want to make sure their kids don't get their hands on drugs. The people of Arizona want to make sure that the cartels no longer have operational control of our border. And we will, when I am governor, take back control of our border. We will finish President Trump's wall. We will send our Arizona National Guard down to the border, and we will arm them. We're not going to let people over. And when we find people, we're going to send them back.
Kerry Lake for governor.
All right. Oh, she looks like she wears a pants somewhere. Let's see what we got. What else we got here today? Our Friday fiesta of stuff. So we got the monkeypox. Who let the monkeys out? Someone. This is getting ridiculous. But oh well, another round. Here we go. Just when you thought things were getting interesting, things are getting interesting all over again. 14-year-old aspiring journalist takes on covering Victoria, BC's freedom movement. Well, yeah, he has to because he's under 18, so he can't be contracted. So therefore, he's I don't know. Did his parents apply for a government-approved license to practice the protected activity, the protected constitutional activity of journalism? I wonder. What is this, 7 minutes? I'm half tempted to see what she says first, but hey, let's have a look at this 14-year-old story. 14-year-old story about this 14-year-old.
Well, there's no doubt about it. The Canadian Freedom Trucker convoy that was seen across the world, but more in depth with our boots on the ground reports that we brought you at rebelnews.com, has inspired many. And that includes 14-year-old Tyson Hockley from Victoria, BC, who is now excited about taking on journalism after capturing some of the convoy-type events that were taking place in his own city. When I was in Victoria, BC, bringing you in-depth reports on the important challenge that just took place in Supreme Court by the Democracy Fund to challenge the vaccine passports, thanks to your guys' donations at fightvaccinepassports.com, I met up with Tyson to interview him because I thought it would be refreshing to hear a perspective from somebody so young about why they want to bring people all sides of the story today. So here is my quick interview with Tyson Hockley.
Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News, and this is Tyson Hockley from Victoria, BC,
That was a hell of a long intro.
14-year-old boy who's starting out with journalism and hasn't been afraid to bring the public information on freedom convoys and movements. Thanks for being on Rebel News today.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, my name's Tyson Hockley, a 14-year-old inspiring to be a journalist. I come out here every Saturday to live stream. I do a non-biased report. I let people decide. I think the problem with media nowadays is it either picks one side, it picks either the left end of the political spectrum or the right. And the goal of my channel is to come down here every Saturday with the rallies, point my camera at everything, let people see what's going on, and kind of let people decide for themselves what they think about it. I think that's very important to have streamers covering it. I think the reason people trust streamers is because it's live, no editing. So when I'm out here, I'm not like editing it to make it fit some sort of certain narrative. You're seeing it raw, live, and you know exactly what's going on from the lens of my camera phone.
So what was the first thing that made you go, you know, I got to come out and do this and let people see firsthand what's happening?
So I saw it on the news that there's this convoy in Ottawa, and a lot of people were talking about it. It was all over the news, and I got wind that there's going to be a rally in Victoria. So I decided that I would come down here and just kind of check it out. I wasn't expecting much to be happening. I expect maybe a small crowd that I could stream. And I get here at the legislature and there's 10,000 people across the lawn. So then I fire up my live stream and I wasn't really sure what to expect. Like, it's very controversial. I wasn't sure if it'd be, you know, taken up well with my fan base. But within like the first 30 minutes, I had 100 people watching and everybody was like loving the stream. So that's kind of what inspired me to keep coming out here, is I knew people were interested in it. And well, a lot of people want to see what's going on. And there's not many streamers out here in Victoria, so I kind of now feel like it's my duty to come out here every single week and show people what's going on.
Well, I think that's really important, and it's impressive to see a 14-year-old identify this issue and want to bring a voice to it. How is this being perceived by your fellow students?
They think it's cool that I have this YouTube channel, and they think it's cool what I do. Some of them watch. I actually had one of my friends donate on my last stream, so I think they like it. I've had my channel for a while now, and I've just recently started doing the convoy and everything when it started. I've actually had my channel for about 3 years, so this is kind of like a new era of it. But I think it's being perceived very well by friends and family, and they like the fact that I'm kind of coming down here with like a clear mind, clear point of view, and just kind of showing people what's going on. Like I have people who agree with the convoy.
He's not jaded and bitter yet. Give him time. Give him time. I'm just being facetious. Well, hey, it's good to see. It's kind of sad in a way. Not him. What's sad is that it takes a 14-year-old to see the problems with our current media so much that vacuum was seen by a 14-year-old, and he's deciding that he wants to fill that void. That is the sad part. No, but good for him. Good for him. And hopefully, when he grows up, he won't need to ask permission to do a constitutionally protected activity. So hey, who knows? Let's move right along, shall we? What else we got today? Anything else? I'm not going to talk about the damn monkeypox because this isn't a medical website. We don't do that here. Not on the Daily Noon Reno. You have to wait till tomorrow for the Truth Hurts podcast. There, we're gonna get a little bit more raw. Might have to trim the platforms that we broadcast to for tomorrow's show. Oh yeah, let's go back and see what this old hag has to say. Did I say old hag? I meant murder. Allegedly.
Fact check him in real time. Last time at the first debate, we had millions of people fact checking, so I expect we'll have millions more fact checking because, it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
All right, that was worth it. I wonder what would come up if you Googled Hillary's a murderer, allegedly. I don't want to say too much because I might get murdered. I don't want to get murdered. What are you on here?
Fox News alert on the trial of former Clinton campaign lawyer Michael Sussman. Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign manager Robbie Mook testified today that Clinton herself
cover that grill
the
up,
idea
man.
of giving the Alpha
Friggin'
Bank
bird will
story
fly
to a
into it and
reporter
die.
as part of the Trump-Russia narrative. As you'll remember, that suggested that there were connections between Alpha Bank and the Trump campaign server. The FBI looked into that and found nothing suspicious. David Spunt is live outside the federal courthouse in Washington with more. David?
Hi, Kaylee. Good
He
afternoon.
looks like a friggin'
there was a little bit
puppet.
of surprise
One
in
of
the
those
courtroom
animatronic
when Robbie Mook,
robots.
the 2016 Hillary Clinton campaign manager, just answered a question casually that she personally approved, sending that story to the media.
Today, former campaign manager Robbie Mook said that Clinton personally signed off on telling a reporter that the Trump campaign had links to a Russian bank. Mook admitting that they did not have total confidence that the story was even true, but they just thought they'd dish it to a reporter anyway. As it turns out, according to the indictment in the Sussman case, the FBI found no evidence of a Trump connection to the Russian bank, and that the computer server at the heart of the entire story wasn't even owned or operated by the Trump organization.
And that leads us right to a hot topic that got Seth Rich not murdered. Anyway, that's been your Daily Noon Reno for today, for Friday, May 20th. And, well, may you have a good weekend. We will see you tomorrow. I'll be on later tonight doing some TebSux at gaming, probably Grand Theft Auto with some Eve thrown in. And I'll be working on some promotional videos and what have you. But tomorrow around 6 p.m., we'll be doing the Truth Hurts podcast at 6 p.m. Pacific. That'll be about 9 p.m. Eastern. And yeah. So anyway, guys, have a good one. I got work to do. And we'll see you next time on the Daily Noonerino, because it's always noon somewhere.